Hello, this is the guide for Dreadful Entity, the secret boss on Terror from the Beyond. Going over the boss's mechanics, it's a main thing to do with this boss is to kite it efficiently through the map. I'm going to go through the details now on the stacks, debuffs and everything to watch out for and the general tactics for this. Right, so the Dreadful Entity has got 6.2 million health. No, an unknown rage timer, never seen it in rage, it just gets worse the fight goes on. Hopefully we get it dead between 9 and 10 minutes. Right, Ancient Slumber. This is one of the buffs on the boss. Each stack of the buff reduces damage taken by 10%, and he starts with 8 stacks of the buff. Ancient Wrath is the second one. Each stack of this buff increases damage dealt by 5%. Dreadful Entity will start with 0 stacks of this buff. Okay. So as you can see, the longer the fight goes on, the worse it gets. Right, what you need to do is you need to watch out for when he does the AoEs on the floor. You can see here in the video the tanks are kiting it up the stairs. There is a set pattern, a bit hard to explain because this is done from a healer's point of view, but the idea is you take it from the cave, bring it around the wall and start from there. You don't want to do it exactly where it spawns because you could get knocked back into the exhaustion zone. Right, okay, what you need to worry about, to be fair, is not standing in the AoEs. The tanks, this is the main thing for you guys, is you're going to start taking stacks, alright, of lingering shock. To be fair, you can do this many ways, to be honest. You can do it lesser stacks, you can do it more stacks, but normally around the 5-6 mark you want to swap just to keep it under control. You want your merc healers healing the tanks, the group healers healing the groups. The Sorks are a must for this. You know, get them to look after the group, a merc can look after the 2 tanks. Do not revive anyone except a tank in this. Okay? Never waste a combat on DPS. You've got more than enough DPS there, just don't let the tanks die. Okay, now moving on from that, you need to keep the whole group pretty much in front of Dreadful Entity. It's got no cleave, it just drops the AoEs on the floor. So melee are going to take more damage here than range are, so bear that in mind. You want all the range to be with the healers moving as a group ahead of the boss. You know, you want to be in front of it so you can anticipate its movement. And as you can see here, we're moving alongside of it. Kind of getting a little bit caught up. We should really be moving a lot more to the left here, but this was a public run anyway, just a random thing on the fleet. Quite a rare thing to find in 4.0 now. Right, but yeah, the strategy is you're going to take stacks. It's going to have stacks to increase damage, but it'll also have stacks that will end up giving it. It will take more damage as well. So it puts on one for dealing out damage, but it reduces stacks so it receives more damage. So over time, it may hurt more, but you're hurting it more. Every last person must have a Dreadguard's Corrupted Mask or Crest of the Dreadmasters for this. So, as you can see in the video here, we're kiting it around the wall. Does a lot of knockbacks, but don't worry. Remember to stay grouped for the AoE healing. Be warned, unless you have more than 1 Dreadful Amulet, if you fail this and you don't do it the first time, your amulet's going to have a 23-hour cooldown on it, so you won't be able to summon it again with the same amulet. If you had a group that did this, did Dreadtooth at 10 stacks, and you immediately went and started doing this, you can trade it within 2 hours. So you can just trade it to different people within the group. But to do Dreadtooth at 10 stacks and then do this immediately is quite an undertaking. Considering you've got 24 people for Dreadtooth, and then, you know, I'm sure all of them would want to come and do this, but you can't. It needs to be 16-man hard mode for this. As you can see, the knockbacks are pretty gnarly, but you just got to survive it. The combat rev's nearly back now. Now, to be honest with you, I was on the comms here with a guildmate of mine called Foradin. He's a DPS with Taunt, so we were waiting. If that one last tank goes down, he could at least hold the boss for long enough to hopefully get it dead. but there's one tank alive right now. And the thing is this, when you regen, you can just be killed as well. If you decide to take the taxi, it's going to kill you. If you walk back, you might be able to get it in time. Okay, but it can be done, but you need to walk. You can't take the taxi. Reason why is it ends up shocking you whilst you're on the taxi. We're getting near to the final stages of the fight now. By the time you get back to this location on the map, which is near the cave that's got the ads in it that you walk through, it's going to hopefully be relatively close to dead. But like I said before, 6.2 million HP, it's a fair amount to, get down. This boss, when you kill it, will reward you with the secret title Dreadslayer, and it won't give you any loot, but what it will do, obviously it gives you a codex entry, which isn't really much to talk about, but it will give your raid leader and the leader of the guild a dreadful orb, which is led on to Hateful Entity in S&V Nim 16, which is a lot more of an undertaking, but in this day and age it's very hard to find dreadful entity groups, so it's worth doing. It's worth doing. There's plenty of people out there that still want Crest of the Dreadmasters, and we intend to do it. Okay, so at this point you're just burning that boss as hard as possible, but you do need to be aware that it's not over yet, tanks. You do need to keep control. You do need to efficiently kite this around this part of the map, because you are going to run out of room now when you go up here. You've got plenty of space to work it around, but it won't last forever. That's one thing I'd say to any sages or sorks doing this. There you go, that's the end right there. You just put phase walks down. Right, that's everything guys. It's quite an easy fight, but it just lasts a long time. Alright, anyway, thank you very much, take care.